Hey everyone, Ryan Hurd, founder of Caregiver Smart Solutions. And today I want to talk about the alert settings and how they are customizable within the app. So let's go. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to walk you through the alert settings that are within the app. And this is where you can customize it for you, for your needs, what you're worried about with your aging loved one. So let's look at the app. Here we are. Now within the app, once you open it up, on the lower right-hand corner, you have the settings. You're going to select that. Within this, you're going to go to alert settings. Alert settings is where you're going to find all the different alerts that you can have. When they're green, those are the ones that you've selected to get push notifications on. And when they're gray, those are the ones that you have not. So for example, enter the bathroom. If you want to know every time your loved one's gone into the bathroom, you're going to have that as green. And you're going to get a push notification that says, Mom has entered the bathroom. And if you don't want that, then it'll be gray. So here's where you can see everything. And within this, you can select or unselect or tweak or change to your heart's content. So let's go into actually the alerts. Do you want to know when your loved one uses the bathroom? So this is every time they enter or exit the bathroom. If that's important to you, you'll get a push notification every time they go in. Even if you select no, you're still going to get the information in the app. You can still select the icon to find out, but you're not going to get that pop-up or push notification that said, Mom's in the bathroom. So again, it all depends on what's important to you. I'm going to say no. If there's been no movement after this amount of time, so let's say Mom goes into the bathroom, whether it's in the morning, she's brushing her teeth, she's going to the bathroom, she's doing whatever she does in the bathroom, putting her makeup on. Generally, it's going to take a certain amount of time. And what we want to know is if it's longer than this, I want to know. It could potentially be a problem. So I'm going to keep it, I'm going to make it, let's say 45 minutes. I'm going to save it. Next is the shower. Hygiene is obviously very important. Our loved ones should be taking a shower at least once every 3 days, give or take. And this is where the temperature and humidity sensor comes in. So in the room or in the bathroom, you're going to have two sensors. You're going to have the movement sensor and you're going to have the temp and humidity sensor. It's looking for the shower. It's looking for a shower or the bath. There's going to be a rise in humidity, and I need to know that as well as temperature. So let's say yes. Now, if they went into the bathroom and then they took a shower, if they've been in there for longer than this, do you want to know? So I know that, let's say Mom takes, by the time she goes into the bathroom and then by the time she actually goes to take a shower, you know, it could be 60 minutes. So I'm going to change this to 60. I'm going to save it. So if she's or he is in the bathroom and in the shower for longer than an hour, I'm going to get notified. And that's where we've got our loved ones back. We know that they don't want to be the person that falls in the shower, falls in the bathroom, and nobody knows about them. And this is how, again, we're not requiring and we're not asking your loved one to change their habits. We want them to live as they normally live. We're not asking them to wear anything. All we want to know is if there's a problem, I need to know. So here we're going to save it. Excellent. Do you want to know when your loved one has opened the refrigerator? Again, all of these questions, it's all customizable to you. So what's important to you? If you feel that Mom is not eating enough, maybe you want to say, yes, every time she opens up the fridge, I want to know. And I'm going to send you a pop-up. If you select no, it's still going to show up in the app and you can still check to see how many times they've opened it. But you're not going to get the notifications, the push notifications. So again, I'm going to select no. Again, if the refrigerator hasn't been open for this amount of time, so the scenario is if you think or you believe that Mom is losing weight and you don't think she's eating enough, and maybe she has a situation where in the morning she's a bagel type of person, or she likes to just nibble on, a granola bar. So she's not opening up the fridge. And maybe she's not a tea or coffee person, so she's not getting her milk. You want to set this to a certain time frame. So 24 hours seems to be about good. So if mom has not opened the refrigerator in this amount of time, I want to know. Save. Now, if you purchased an extra temperature humidity sensor and you put it next to the stove, you want to know if A, mom's cooking, or B, if mom has left the stove on. So in here, again, if it's important to you to know that she's cooking, I will send you a push notification. If not, the information is still going to be in the app. I'm just not going to send you a push notification. So I'm going to say, on this one, I'm going to say yes. Now, if there's a potential fire, I'm automatically going to send you this information. You can't choose out of it. I'm just telling you that I'm going to alert you if we think there's a potential fire in the kitchen. All right. So your favorite room compared to other rooms. Favorite room. Sometimes we call it the living room. Sometimes we call it the family room. This is the room that your loved one stays in for the longest amount of time. Maybe grandma is sitting in front of the boob tube. Maybe she's reading. Maybe she's looking at her iPad. And this is done for a while. So what's the normal amount of time that she's going to stay in her favorite room without moving? Now, remember, they need to get up. They need to be moving around. So let's try to make this what makes sense. So I'm going to say 3 hours. So I want to know. Maybe I'm going to make it 5 hours, because if she hasn't moved in this amount of time, it could be a potential fall. But I have other things that you're going to see going forward. So I'm going to keep this at 5. All right. Now, any other room. So think of the kitchen, think of the dining room, the other bedroom, any of these other rooms. If she's in there for this amount of time and there hasn't been movement, you want to know. But if she's in the office, so let's say it's a second bedroom and she uses that as an office and she goes in there every couple of days, fine. But if she's working there and she's moving around, the movement sensor is going to be seen there. So she could really be in that room all day. But if she's in the office and then all of a sudden stops moving, and it's been for this long, I want to know. So I'm going to make it 60 minutes. Okay. Medicine. Now, maybe your loved one leaves their medicine in a medicine cabinet, i.e. a door, behind a door. Maybe your loved one leaves the medicine in a drawer. Again, the door drawer sensor. I have videos on YouTube that you can see the way that you can attach to a door or a drawer. It's the same kind of information. Basically, you want to know every time mom has opened up where her medicine is, where she keeps it. If this is important to you, again, it's save. And if she hasn't done it within a certain amount of time, I want to know. So here, I'm going to change it to 24. So if she hasn't opened up the medicine cabinet in a day, I need to know. Okay. Do you want to know when the front door is open? Same thing. The information will be in the app, but do you want that push notification to say, mom just opened up the front door? Now, if you think your loved one has a bit of dementia or something like that, maybe these are the important things. So I want to know every time she opens up the front or side door or the refrigerator, because that's really important. So here I'm going to say yes. Now, if the front door has been left open for longer than this, you could set it to 5 minutes, you could set it to 50 minutes, whatever makes sense for you, 120 minutes. So this is where you need to know your loved one. And in one of my other videos, you'll see how to set the sensor up. So there's certain situations where your loved one will have a front door or a side door, yet they still have a storm door in front of that. If they have a habit of keeping the door open because they want that natural sunlight, which is good because we don't want to have depression. We want them to have as much sunlight as possible. I would suggest putting the door sensor on the storm door. So this way she can keep the front door open or side door all day long. I just want to know when she leaves the actual unit itself, whether it's a house or whatnot. So here, I'm going to make this 20 minutes. Because I do know that mom, when she's bringing the groceries in, it takes her forever and she props the door open. That's fine. You can make it 5 minutes, you can make it 200 minutes, whatever makes sense to you. Okay. Same thing with the other door. So you have a front door and then you can have other doors. Other door could be a slider. It could be a regular door. So think of a home or a condo that has two entrances and exits. So here, yes, I want to know that. Correct. Now, temperature inside and outside. Let's say whether mom lives around the corner from you or dad lives 3 states away, right? I am in New Jersey right now. Right now, it's like 30 degrees outside. If my loved one lives down in Florida or Texas, I have no idea what it is right now. So what I want to know is inside the house. I know that generally inside the house, they like it at 60, 65. So I'm going to say if the temperature inside the house has gone below, let's make it 50. I want to know. And you can make it 50, 52, 51, 55, 60, whatever's important to you. Now, again, on the high side. So let's say it's in the summer. Let's say Texas is 95 degrees. If the inside of the house is above 80, I want to know. Now, it could be that the HVAC, the heating and cooling, is not working inside the house. So these are the two things that allows me to know what's inside. For the most part, you're not going to get a notification. But if it goes outside of these parameters, you need to know, because the reality is, listen, every time you call mom or dad and say, how are you doing? They're always going to say they're fine. Now, they'll just grin and bear it if it's too hot or too cold, but they don't need to. And this is where we can tell if there's an issue with the thermostat or whatnot. It helps with that conversation. So on this one, I'm going to say yes. If it's above 80, I want to know. Inside the house, we're going to save that. Now, outside. If it's below freezing, I want to know. It's just peace of mind. I know in Vermont it's cold right now. In New Jersey it's cold. I just want to know, keep an eye on it. So we're going to save that. And outside. Outside, again, it's going to depend on climate. I'm going to make it 90. Save. Yes. Again, on these, I'm just telling you that if there is, if the internet goes out or if the power goes out, I'm automatically going to send you a notification. Just so you know. It could be 2 minutes. It could be 20 minutes. But just so you know. Okay. I'm also going to tell you when it's been restored. Excellent. If somebody pushes the emergency button, which is a red button, I'm automatically going to tell you. Yes. Okay, same thing with batteries being low. Now, batteries are going to last, they're going to have different lifespans relative to the sensor they're in. So, for example, this sensor, which is the emergency button, it's going to last a while. I still recommend replacing these every 9 to 12 months anyway. I mean, it's an emergency button, so when you push it, I want it to work. So I'd rather be, cautious. The other sensors, again, depending on how much they're used. So for example, a motion sensor in the kitchen generally gets used a lot, or the living room. So this you're going to have to replace more often than temperature and humidity sensor. Or the door drawer sensor, let's say the front and side doors don't get open that much, but the refrigerator's opened all the time. So you'll have to replace the refrigerator sensor battery more than, let's say, the side door that hardly ever gets open. And I'm going to send you an alert to say, hey, battery's dying. So just FYI. Even if I don't send you that alert, I want you to be replacing those batteries roughly every 9 to 12 months anyway. Think of it as a fire alarm battery. Okay? And that's it. So hopefully this has helped you setting up the Caregiver Smart Solutions Core Kit. Remember, I have a bunch of other videos on specific ways to install the sensors, whether it's a movement sensor. I've got tips and tricks for the kitchen. I've got tips and tricks for the bedroom, the bathroom, as well as front doors, as well as drawers. So hopefully this is going to make your life just a little bit easier, a little less stressful, and give you a little more peace of mind. So as usual, from our family to yours, Caregiver Smart Solutions.